What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities.
Hey, this is John Legend.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
I am Ian Levinson.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tamar Braxton.
Music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation. The Swag Award. Espresso. The MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
And I'm MC Light.
I'm Lonnie Love. You see it all over social media. Over 200 Nigerian schoolgirls were abducted.
We're going to tell you what happened and why you should care.
But up next, our sex therapist, Dr. Rachael of The Doctors, talks about the latest sex scandals in Hollywood.
Ooh, Solange. We need to put her in the elevator with Donald Sterling.
You know what? We're talking about it next on Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
I'm MC Light.
I'm Lonnie Love. And on the line, we have our favorite doctor, Dr. Rachael. You can catch her on The Doctors. First of all, congratulations on being on The Doctors. How you feel about that?
Thank you. I feel great about it. I'm so excited. We've got a ton of energy. The shows are exciting. It's great to bring health information and just general information into the lives of people every day. So I'm super psyched about it.
Well, they're great on that show. Dr. Travis and everybody. I used to do field pieces for them. So, you were good family. But, we got to get right down to it, okay?
Yes, we do.
It's a lot of stuff happening in Hollywood, Dr. Rachael. Now, the latest was that video we saw of Solange
fighting Jay-Z in the elevator.
She had about 3 hits. She done had more hits with him than she had her song.
Wait, she played Corners. Are y'all familiar? In the ghetto, we have a game called Corners where you get in the elevator, and if you're not in the corner, you get your ass whooped.
Yes.
Well, Jay wasn't in the corner long enough.
She was at it. What do you think is going on, Dr. Rachael, with that?
You know what? I'm coming from two perspectives. One, as a sister, I got tons of sisters, and I love them all dearly. So to me, you know what it looked like? It looked like you did that to my sister, So
right.
to me, it looks like a retaliation thing. So
right.
I don't know. Hopefully, everybody's okay. I just don't know what to say about that. I do know now we're all going to think twice before we do anything private on elevators.
Right, because they didn't know. And TMZ, they will get it. We have to credit TMZ with getting that now.
It just speaks to volumes of context. Like, if we think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, Solange may have had too much to drink now.
Right.
It's context, So it's like all we can do as a consumer is imagine. And so it's great when you have information like that to fill in blanks.
Yeah, I started fighting after I had 5 Hennessy's. So
It's Cafe Mocha.
It takes 5? Jeez.
Minus tequila.
okay.
We're talking to sex therapist Dr. Rachael from The Doctors. More coming up on Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. We are on the line with Dr. Rachael of The Doctors.
And Dr. Rachael, we got to talk about this new reality. We think it's going to be a trend now. This Mimi sex tape.
Oh, yes. For a second, I thought you said Nene. I'm like, boy, I'm behind.
We don't need to see that Amazon.
Now, the interesting thing that I find about the sex tape, and I don't know, everybody has a different level of porn that they've seen in their life.
Right.
But to me, the video looked kind of like Mimi was acting a little more than I would have expected for a couple when two people are in love or feel very passionately towards each other. So I think what's going to happen is, we all grew up in an environment where Kim Kardashian had a sex tape and it made her very famous. So I think
Paris Hilton.
When you get lemons, you get lemonade. So perhaps there was initially a leak, who knows? But after watching the show, I think there was a little bad acting to recreate the drama around it, and it started to look like she had just made a sex tape and decided to pretend that she leaked it.
Right.
But my gut reaction is telling me that maybe she's dating somebody who leaked the tape and came back to her later and said, "Hey, let's make some money off of it." Right. And we all have bills to pay. Every stripper in America usually tends to have children, so this whole thing about, well, she's got kids, what about the kids? I think we have to remember we don't live in a bubble. Sex is a normal part of life, and hopefully we don't see any more sex tapes coming out of the reality TV world, because I think the kids deserve a little better than that.
Thanks. We're talking to our sex therapist, Dr. Rachael from The Doctors. I want to talk about Monica Lewinsky, specifically her new article that she put out in Vanity Fair, where she says, hey, my boss, President Clinton, was a a jerk, but he did not take advantage of me. It was a consensual relationship. Is that possible for you to be a young girl, mess around with the president, and it be consensual?
No, I when I keep hearing that, I'm like, how can you be working for the president or anyone in power? It's the same thing when a relationship happens to a prison inmate in the guard. When there's a power position in place, there is never anything but a taken advantage situation.
It's Cafe Mocha talking to sex therapist Dr. Rachael from The Doctors. More coming up.
It's Cafe Mocha. On the line, Dr. Rachael Ross. You know her from The Doctors. And Dr. Ross, Dr. Rachael, we like to talk about Nigeria. What's going on with the over 200 plus schoolgirls that were abducted?
Such an extremely sad case. And I think what we fail to realize as women in the United States is really kind of how lucky we are.
Yes.
In these types of situations where girls are considered property, those men kidnapped those girls because they were getting an education, trying to better their lives, and it was against their radical religious views that women should have the opportunity to do that. So when you think about that, I think you think about how long it took for their government to even care that they were gone.
Right.
I think that's the most painful part to us is, the idea that 200 girls of color disappear and nobody cares.
Right.
And although their mothers are crying on TV interviews, it was just a really painful thing to watch. Mm-hmm. I'm just proud that we've gotten involved in it the way that we have, and social media has taken this to another level, but unfortunately, I really do believe it's a little too late.
It is. I think their spirits are broken.
Well, it's never too late if we send a drone over there and get that leader. That's what I think.
That's right.
I'm all
now
for.
We need to prevent it from continuing to happen.
Exactly.
Attacking and stealing girls, because what they do is they rape them, because to them that's the way they give them these fake marriages, sell them off, and then they rape them and keep them as sexual slaves. And the idea that 200 of our sisters are going through that is really a lot.
Well, I really do have to say that I'm proud of the United States for, the social media for pushing out the story. And for those that don't know about it, it was like there has been some new video of the girls seen, and you could tell that they're ultimately scared, and now there are some negotiations that he's trying to do, this leader, and it's just a sad situation. But if we keep bringing light to it, maybe they will be released, or something good will come out of it, and we can stop all this craziness that's happening over there. Let's not let this story die. Let's, Solange and all of them is great, but this is a real story here. So,
serious.
Dr. Rachael, is always great to talk and speak with you.
Always a pleasure, y'all. Always.
And make sure you guys watch her on The Doctors. It's a syndicated show, so check your local listings for The Doctors. And you come back and visit us, Dr. Rachael.
Do you remember the name of Essence Magazine's longtime editor-in-chief, who was the first act to headline the Essence Festival 20 years ago? If you're a hardcore fan of Essence, Cafe Mocha may be hooking you up with tickets to the 2014 Essence Festival presented by Coca-Cola. Click like on our Facebook page at Cafe Mocha Radio and then get ready for Essence Trivia. Each question you correctly answer registers you for tickets to the 20th Anniversary Essence Festival presented by Coca-Cola. Log on to CafeMochaRadio.com for more details.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm MC Light.
I'm Lonnie Love.
I'm Angelique. We are talking about the Nigerian girls that have been abducted. On the line, Sabrina Lamb joins us from worldofmoney.org. So I guess the big question is, who's done this and why?
The name of the organization is Boko Haram. The translation of that name is Western education is a sin.
Wow.
This ragtag Islamic extremists have been in existence since 2009 and have killed about 12,000 people. Last week, they killed 150 people. They've killed 56 little boys. They have spread their poison and co-opted the Islamic religion to spread their pedophilia. and their Sharia viewpoint or perspective on how everyone else should live.
What do you think the Nigerian government's response has been to this tragic event?
It has been scandalous, and I pray that the president of Nigeria is brought before the World Court at The Hague and charged for war crimes. This, as I said, this organization has been in existence since 2009, and just because we haven't been paying attention to it doesn't mean that it hasn't gone on. And the fact that these girls were kidnapped actually on April 15th, so 2 weeks later, when the word started getting out, his government, he lied and said that the girls had been found, and they really hadn't. But for everyone raising their voices around the world saying, bring these girls back, did he acquiesce in terms of responding to our pressure?
Well, now there's been a video released of the girls, and the leader of Boko Haram is supposedly the leader is now trying to do like a swap for his brethren, and of course that would be I guess a worldwide swap. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, I've seen the video, and I believe, I've heard some people say, well, we shouldn't negotiate with terrorists. I believe that those criminals, those thugs should be, justice should be meted by any means necessary. When you are exploiting children, you don't have any rights, so to speak. So, however, the international governments approach this thug and negotiate to release those girls, I'm fine with it. But understand that once that release is done, we're not done with you, nor is karma done with you.
Right.
Boy, listen, everybody.
It is Cafe Mocha. We are on the line with worldofmoney.org's Sabrina Lamb. I had a question, excuse my ignorance. How many of them are there?
It's 200.
No, not the children. Boko Haram. How many of the terrorists?
That's a great question, because everyone would assume that these are Nigerian men. These are actually a ragtag conglomerate of young child soldiers that could come from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from Chad, from Niger. Some are released prisoners. There are different ages, but most of them are young. And it's just not endemic to Nigeria. People will say, well, why are you focusing on the Nigerian girls? Because what about the invisible children in the Congo that have been slaughtered? What about the babies that are sexually assaulted in South Africa? What about the sex trafficking that's going on in Harlem? It's all around the world. And no matter what our cultural differences are, there are people that are apologists, MC Light, that will say, we shouldn't care about them. But there comes a time in every civilization that we must rise and protect, or try to protect, children.
Right. What can we do right now?
Well, this is what I really ask of everyone. You should be dialing, you should be tweeting, because this response that we're getting from these thugs is because of international pressure. You must demand, no matter where you are, what congressional representative you have, they should be hearing from you. It broke my heart when I called the offices of different congressional representatives from the Congressional Black Caucus, or from different Congress people that were on the Foreign Relations Committee, because they have an international research and reach, and they said no one is calling us. So yes, tweeting is imperative, but call them. And also the government of Cameroon, Niger, as well as Niger and Cameroon should actually denounce them, because they have threatened to take these girls over their borders and sell them there. They're trying to sell these girls for $12. And we want the whole world to shame this group. And that's why I reached out to the Nation of Islam. I said, they're co-opting your religion. Don't you have something to say?
Well, thank you, Sabrina Lamb. And you know what? Y'all can tweet all about the Real Housewives. Tweet about this. Bring back our girls. Hashtag bring back our girls. Thank you so much, Sabrina Lamb of worldofmoney.org.
We appreciate your wealth of knowledge, and thank you for sharing with us today.
Be well.
You too. God bless.
I'm Angelique, and the Cafe Mocha Espresso is brought to you by the 20th Anniversary Essence Festival, presented by Coca-Cola, featuring Mary J. Blige.
Is it like therapy for you to just write a song?
Yeah, because I get a chance to see on paper what's in my heart, what's in my head, exactly what I'm going through.
She's one of the few women of color to make it on Saturday Night Live. Maya Rudolph is back with her own variety special.
I think it took me a long time to realize that I've always felt most at home within variety. When I started to do other things, I just missed variety shows, and really sometimes the only way you can do what you want to do is you just have to create your own show.
If you miss Maya's special, check it out on NBC.com.
I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I am embarrassed myself. Portia. I'm so embarrassed.
Portia. It's gonna be all right.
Is all that drama the reason Nene wants to leave the Housewives, or is the problem that she wants more money, more control, and more say-so over who's in and who's out? Don't forget, we've got your tickets to the 20th Anniversary Essence Festival. Just log on to CafeMochaRadio.com.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
That was the MC Light Mix, brought to you by our girl, MC Light. You did your thing, Light.
Thank you very much. At MC Light, find the mixes. Come on, let's go.
Thank you so much. Great show this weekend, guys. A lot of positive stuff.
Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next week.
Amen. Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in association with Cumulus Media Networks. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge, writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments and more information, visit CafeMochaRadio.com.